It's now been a few days since the Too Many Games Expo, and I want to know what you guys thought. Did you go to too many games? I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was a little disappointed this year. Things turned out to be a little bit more expensive than I thought they were going to be. Did not have the best experience. Some of the things within their control, some of the things totally out of their control. One was admission. Oh my God, admission for Too Many Games, $65 a person. A little extreme. I know they have expenses. The vendors are also paying fees for their space. We're paying a fee to go inside. They're bringing arcade games and stuff. So let me tell you, $65 is a little much. I think for 40 bucks, it's a deal. It's a good deal. It's a fair price. 65, way too much money. I went with anticipation in my head. For some reason, I thought it was $40 to get in. Now, I didn't just have to pay for myself. I have a 15-year-old daughter, so I had to pay for her as well. So it cost me $130 to get in. When you first walk in, you are pushed to the left this year, and you went through the arcade, which they had the arcade there last year.
I have arcade games here. We're gonna at least walk by them and check them out. I never leave enough time. Oh my God, they got some good stuff. Neo Geo, I love Neo Geo. I have been looking for a 4-slot Neo Geo for a long time. What I mean by 4-slot, if you guys aren't familiar with arcade games, Neo Geo games are very unique. So you can actually change these marquees, and inside the arcade game here, very uniquely, you can actually change the cartridge and very easily change the game, making these a super awesome game to own at home. This is another arcade game I'm looking to have at my house. This is called a red tent. Actually, it looks like only one side's working.
This amount of games. I went on Friday, and I did not get to play any games. I was actually surprised, though, as I walked by a lot of the games, a lot of them were turned off or not working. I would say 1 in 4, which is a lot to bring to an expo that aren't working, 1 in 4 games. I would have liked to got to play, but one of the problems I ran into on Friday was the hours of the show. The hours of the show were 2 to 10, but really 2 to 9. And what I mean by that is the show floor was open from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m., okay, and the arcade was extended for 1 hour until 10 p.m. Now, I had a problem getting there. I have an electric car. Let's leave that part out of this whole thing, but I had to charge my car. I ran into a lot of traffic. There was over an hour and a half at least of driving at 15 to 25 miles an hour. It took me a long time. We had very inclement weather, lots of rain, low visibility. Ended up a 3.5 hour ride. Took me about 5 hours, five and a half hours, somewhere around there. I didn't end up getting to the show. I believe it was not until about 5:30 p.m. Way too late. It made me rush going through the show. Not their fault. But opening the show at 2 o'clock, closing it at 9 on the show floor, that's too early. I barely made it through the whole show. I was not a fan of the setup this year. I don't typically go on Fridays. I typically go on Sundays. Good thing about going Friday is a lot more items to purchase, right? By the end of the show, there's a lot less items to purchase. All the good stuff is typically gone. The bad thing about going on a Friday is the dealers don't want to deal as much because it's on the first day of the show. So plus and minus there. Didn't get a lot of pickups, I got to be honest. For the money that I paid to get in the show, the $65 per person, I only picked up 3 or 4 items. I couldn't make deals. I had 2 vendors where I tried to make deals. I couldn't. I tried to buy a Game Boy Pocket. The Game Boy Pocket was $30 above eBay pricing. Very disappointing. I tried to buy Pilot Wings, complete in box. The guy also wanted $30 above eBay sold listings.
It's cool. Pilot Wings 64. I like some weird games. Yeah, I like Wave Race. I like Pilot Wings. Love this game. Why don't they make a Pilot Wings for the Switch? They need to make that. I actually bought stuff from this vendor before. I actually bought a Power Glove from him. I think it was 2 years ago. And you were at PAX, weren't you? I think you were at PAX. Were you at PAX?
I was at PAX.
You were at PAX, yep. So look at that. How much was Pilot Wings for a repeat customer?
What?
A repeat customer, how much was Pilot Wings?
$80.
$60. You said 80.
Made it very difficult to buy things. I did manage to pick up a few things, so I'm going to show you guys what I did pick up. But Friday, that, like I said, that was my first time going on a Friday. I don't think I would recommend anyone go on a Friday unless you live close by. I would recommend Saturday or perhaps Sunday. Also, a lot of the cool people that I want to see, like Angry Video Game Nerd, Angry Video Game Germ, Angry Video Game Nerd, was not there. He was there on Saturday and Sunday. Spawn Wave, Saturday and Sunday. So people I wanted to see were not there. Charles Martinet was there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Autographs, I think they were like $65, which is crazy. I know he comes all the way from New Zealand. It is quite a distance away, but it seems a little extreme for an autograph for Charles Martinet. Cool person to meet. Get an autograph once, be done and over with it. But yeah, this year no mask, so that was cool to see his face. And I even tried to film a little video. I left that out on my video on my channel because they were like, no, stop, you couldn't video. I'm like, give me a break, dude. I'm walking by, like, let it go. You guys are all volunteering. They care too much. But yeah, it was crazy. You know, and that's the other thing. Most of the people that work there, from what I understand, are volunteers. So I'm sure that event space costs an extreme amount of money. They're paying insurance. Who knows what else they're paying for. They're paying to get these lanyards, little badges made. All those things have cost them. The equipment they bring in, the tables, anything they bring in is going to have a cost. Speaking of cost, the other thing that was a little out of hand was the food. Now, I know the food is out of their control. This was the first time I visited the concession stand. Both myself and my daughter ate the same thing. We both got chicken fingers, which I was actually shocked. The chicken fingers were really, really good.
Some eat, so let's go get some food and then we'll come back. Well, we got our absolutely fantastic, delicious, I haven't tried them, chicken fingers. $27 for 2 drinks and 2 orders of chicken fingers. No fries, $27. It's all right though. It is what it is. You know, you're at a convention center.
We each got a soda. I got a Coke and she got something else. I think it was a lemonade. $27. So just on admission and food, it cost me over $150 to walk into the convention and walk in and eat. I didn't get to play any of the arcade games. I didn't get to play in the free play area because we were rushed because of our timing constraint with getting there late. That was my fault. And you know, there's stuff that I don't know. I didn't feel like it belonged there. You know, the board games. I'm not into that. Maybe your guys are into it. I don't know. I think it's a video game convention. The board games don't really fit in or tie in. I don't think. I could be wrong. You guys could be going for that reason. Who knows? But I didn't feel like they fit in. But yeah, it was a cool show. I don't know if I'm going to go back next year. I want to say no, but I'll probably end up there anyway. But I definitely would not recommend, and I will not be going on a Friday. So let's show you guys the game pickups. Now, there are not many game pickups here. It's actually very disappointing. My first game pickup was actually a Jaguar game. I actually went with the anticipation of trying to get a PlayStation 1 link cable, which I knew was going to be a very difficult thing to find. I was looking for Sega Master System games, which there was one that I wanted to buy, and I kind of passed on it, and then I forgot about it by the end of the show. It was a Michael Jackson Moonwalker game.
Master System game that is definitely on my list.
Yeah.
Moonwalker. Oh my god, I had this game as a kid. I'm not ashamed to say I liked Michael Jackson.
So, Amazing Tater
doesn't feel like it's going to be complete though. Yeah, no manual. Oh my god, that stinks.
Amazing Taters.
That would have been perfect. This is a fun game.
We wanted a lot of money for that game. It's a good game,
But we just got here, we got to look around, we got to check prices.
That was another one that was overpriced with no manual. And what else was I looking for? TurboGrafx 16 games and Jaguar games. I did end up managing getting one Jaguar game. The vendor had the Jaguar games, couldn't find them. I ended up actually going to lunch, getting lunch, coming back, and then they had found the games. I told them I'd come back.
To one of the vendors that we were at before, they found the missing Jaguar games. Oh, I heard this was pretty good actually. Skiing and snowboarding.
And I lied to you, I have the 16.
All right. Cybermorph, don't need that. I don't know where I learned to fly.
All right, gentlemen, I got one.
Flip out. I just watched a video on this. It didn't look terrible. I'm guessing that's the price tag that's sitting there at the bottom, 25.
And this is skiing and snowboarding. So I'm trying to go for a complete Jaguar collection. I don't know even how many games I have, but this is just going to add one more. They were asking 25. I paid cash. That was the big thing. Everybody said, are you paying cash or credit when you tried to negotiate? If you said cash, they were willing to negotiate. I noticed. So I think credit, they're a little bit less willing to negotiate. So just keep that in mind if you're going back to the show. Next year, make sure you bring some cash because cash is king. Second thing I ended up buying, I seem to be on this average of $25 items. I love driving games, and I bought Off-Road for the NES. Now, I already have this game, but I have it loose. I now have it complete in box, which is awesome. Guy had it in a box protector, which box protectors cost me about $4 to $5, so that right there is a good deal. And then it's complete in box with the styrofoam, instructions, and game card. I asked him if he would do 20. I knew he wouldn't do that, but he came back at 25, which I thought was a fair and reasonable price. The box is in pretty good condition, and so is the cart and the instructions. This was a super, super fun arcade game that I played quite a bit. I used to love this game, and I still do. If I see this in an arcade, in a retro arcade, I have to play this one. Now, right at the end of the show, I went back to one of the vendors to try to buy Pilot Wings complete in the box. I told him I'd come back. I'd offered him $50. He was looking for 80. I said, it's not worth 80. Sold complete listings in box. It was a nice box, worth 50. But he would not budge off that 80 even when I came back. Now that vendor I had originally bought a Power Glove from him 2 years ago, and I tried to buy some stuff from him at PAX East, which I still have not put up that video. I promise you it's coming. Unfortunately, his booth was so busy that I couldn't even get into his booth at PAX East. Very few retro vendors at PAX East. I think there was maybe 2 or 3 max. So it's cool that they were there, but there was very, very few and far between. The really last video game item I got was, I did get boxed Pilot Wing 64. However, I didn't get it for the Nintendo 64. I got it for the Japanese Nintendo 64. I don't typically collect the imports.
This is cool. I'm not into the Japanese imports, but you guys know I love Pilot Wings. This is neat. Wow, I kind of want to buy this just because of what it is. That is so awesome. And the art is so much better. Oh, I don't know, guys. Should I buy a Pilot Wings 64 in the box for the Nintendo 64 Japanese version? He won't take 20, but he'll take 22 or pretty close. I want it. I love the game. All right, we are opening it up. We're gonna see how it looks. All right, go ahead and open it up. Let's make sure it's in there. We got a good vendor here. Oh yeah, it's in there. Look at that. Yeah. Oh, this looks good. Wow. That's no bootleg copy, right?
No sir. No sir.
Look at that instruction manual. Wow. Is it all in Japanese?
All in Japanese.
Oh my God, look at that.
You got all the controls.
That's awesome. Look at that. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to read this. I don't know Japanese.
Hey man, I think you'll be all right.
All right, we're gonna make a deal. We made a deal. Wouldn't take 25, but he wouldn't take 20, but he would take 22.
22.
So we'll sell that on a handshake. All right, we made a deal, guys. $22.
Sir, you go, my friend.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's awesome.
Take care.
I thought the box art on this was so cool, and I know this is actually playable on the Nintendo 64 by just removing a plastic cover that's inside the Nintendo 64. I don't really plan on playing it, but I thought the box art was cool. He had $25 on this one. I offered him $20. He went to 22. So I was glad to have it. Box is in really good shape. And even though I don't collect imports, I thought it was really cool. It's a very cool shelf piece for my shelf. The last item I bought was not a gaming item. It was actually last year's t-shirt from the convention. So it's pretty cool. I love Pac-Man. Who doesn't miss Pac-Man? So it is the Too Many Games Expo shirt from last year. These don't have the year on them, as far as I'm aware. And I saw a lot of people wearing this shirt, and I just thought, wow, that's an awesome shirt. I think that would look good on me. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna buy this shirt. So I bought it right at the end. They had 1 large left. She went back to the rack. She's like, all I have is extra large. And she's like, wait, hold on, let me check this one right here that's right in front of us. She's like, you're in luck. That one is a large. So I bought it. Again, for last year's shirt. Now, I will say, because the date's not on it, it doesn't make it like kind of really last year's shirt. But like some of the expos I go to, it has a year on it. That really dates it. Like I have one expo shirt from the Hartford show that says 2017. Real quick, you notice how old that shirt is when I wear it. So I kind of like that they don't put the year on it, but because of that, it's not heavily discounted. I don't know if it was discounted at all. I paid $25 for the shirt. Everything I seemed to bought, I couldn't get anything less than $25. It was tough. It was really tough to find items there. I did not have the best experience in finding things. There were some good stuff, don't get me wrong, but you know, just I didn't feel like I found anything solid. There was anything like really super unique or well priced. I feel like everything was at or above eBay prices. And I would say mostly the stuff that I looked at seemed to be above eBay prices, which if I'm paying, and I can't even imagine what they paid to be vendors, and I get it. If I paid $65 a person to get in, what did these guys pay to be a vendor at the show? I don't want to talk bad about the show. I did like it. I enjoyed it. But the hours did not work well for me. I will not be returning on a Friday if I do decide to go back. And hopefully next year they get some input. I doubt this will happen, but they lower the price because $65 is too much money for admission to that show. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Until next time, guys, see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.